How to solve a rational function word problem. This question says Sarah is planning a vacation at a hotel that cost $80 per night. So I like to write everything down just so I could be aware of my information, what is given, what's not given, what I need to find. So the hotel cost $80 per night. So far, it does not say how many nights she's staying. We still don't know that yet. Okay, we'll see if the problem is going to mention that. Sarah must also pay the $170 airfare to get there. Okay, so there's a $170 airfare that she has to pay. So that's a must. And will also pay for an equally priced hotel room for a friend who will be visiting her on 3 of the nights. So basically, she's getting a hotel for her friend that also cost $80, and her friend is staying for 3 nights. So the question is, what is the total price Sarah has to pay for her friend for that 3 night stay? So that means we need to multiply 80 by 3 for the 3 nights. So the hotel cost is 80 for the 3 nights, and that will get us the total price that she's going to be spending on her friend. And that's $240 total that she has to spend on her friend. To continue the problem, it says, which of the following correctly expresses the average cost in dollars for each night as a function of n, the number of the nights of the vacation. So n stands for the number of nights she's staying for the vacation. They're asking you, what's the average price she has to spend for the time that she's going to stay? Now, we don't know how many nights she's going to stay, but they just want you to write an equation that expresses the average per night that she's going to spend on that vacation. Which equation best fit what we have and what they're asking for? Now, we know that if we multiply 80 by how many nights she's staying, we're only calculating Sarah's stay per night. That's not including the flat fee of the 170. So the fact that every equation has the 80 times n is great. It confirms that we have to multiply 80 by n in order to get the total price that she's going to spend per night. At this point, we have to ask ourselves, well, what are the flat fee or cost that she has to pay? The flat fee that we know for sure she needs to pay is the 240 and the 170. We're going to add them up to know what flat cost she has to pay. So we're going to do 170 plus 240. That means that on top of the $80 per night that she's spending, she has to spend $410 for the airfare and for her friend. We're going to add the $80 per night to the $410 to get the total price that she's going to spend on her vacation. So far with the information we have, this equation looks good. This equation looks good, and this equation looks good. Everything else is out. It cannot be E and it cannot be B. Now we need to figure out the division. Do we need to divide by just the n, or the n plus 3, or the n minus 3? Since the 3 nights her friend are staying are part of the time that she's also staying, that means we're not adding or subtracting. It's basically the same days Sarah is staying, her friend is also staying. So it cannot be subtracting because we're not removing days. So that doesn't add up, okay? So for sure, it cannot be A. And it cannot be adding because her friend is not staying 3 days after her. Her friend is staying 3 days on the same days that she's staying. Just going to be N because it's in the same timeline that Sarah is staying. So that means D has to be the final answer. If you like this video and you're having a challenge problem that you would like to present me, I would be happy to see and create a video on it.